What is up? Thanks for tuning into this week's edition of the Horror Debate. And boy, do we have a good movie for you this week. You know, we had this movie on our list for so long, and we wanted to get to it.
It's been a long time coming for this
I'm Jeff Rowdy Jake here. This is Michael Mandy, and we are doing Maniac from 1980. And Mike, 1980. Think about it. How intense was this movie for 1980?
1980. This one we were talking about. This is the first sick. I can't even say it. But
sick
this is
F movie?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. This is, I mean, back in 1980, they had horror films, and they had films like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween and things like that. But this was told from the perspective of the killer.
Right.
And you got into his mind, and you heard the things that were going on, his conversations with himself, his frustrations with Mother,
right,
and all these things. This was like Psycho, but to the next level.
Joe Spinell, right?
Yep.
This is the cat that was in Rocky.
Yeah, he was
trying to give Rocco a job.
That's right.
At the docks.
That's right.
Collecting money.
That's right.
Yeah,
you going out with Adrian? Hey, here, take her out. Here's some money.
Yeah, you know what? I got respect for this guy. He's a good actor, and he played it. You couldn't have found a better guy to play the Maniac. Yeah. This guy was incredible. Greasy, dirty looking. Just a source. Perfect for this role.
Yeah.
Carolyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah, she looked good, didn't
Perfect for that role.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that later. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Mike, what's the plot here? What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? The plot of this movie is just basically it takes place in New York City in 1980, and this guy...
New York City? We have Pace Picani in this thing?
No.
Okay, just checking.
That's made in San Antonio.
Oh, gotcha.
This movie takes place... It's just him living in his house by himself.
Right.
Nobody else around, and he goes out and hunts down these women, and he wants to keep them.
He wants to preserve them, right?
Preserve them, right. And so what he does is he somehow gets a hold of these mannequins. And what he does is he kills these people.
Where'd the freaking mannequins come from?
I don't know.
I was wondering that when he was bringing it home. He had it wrapped up like a Christmas tree, bringing it home.
Yeah, but he saves the hair and the clothes from the women he kills, and then decorates his apartment with them.
Right.
It's pretty twisted.
It's very twisted, but it was good stuff. Mike.
And he holds conversations with himself, too.
Mike, I got a story for you on this movie, okay? I got a story for you. Now sit down and grab some marshmallows and listen, okay?
It's going to be a long story.
Out.
Long story.
It's not long, it's just intense. I was like, I don't know how old. I had to be like, I don't know, 8. Well, how old was I? 71 to 80? I was 9 years old, okay? And we rented this because we were into horror movies. But you got to understand, we were into Halloween. We were into Friday the 13th. We were into that kind of horror.
The slick, sanitized horror movies. Probably even a Vincent Price film here and there.
Now, my mother used to be really into horror flicks, right? And that's how I started with my love of the genre, right? Well, me and my buddy, who I've known since freaking preschool, and he still comes over to my house all the time, okay? Which is a beautiful thing. But we were sitting, my mom used to babysit him. And we used to sit and watch horror movies while we babysat, because we're trying to poison the minds of these young people. No, I'm kidding, anyway. But the bottom line is, we put this movie on and we're used to horror. We're used to watching horror. But we put this on, I swear it wasn't 20 minutes in. My mother got up out of her seat, turned it off, rewound that mother, put it back in the case, and we're returning this movie.
Probably
because of the freaking scalping and stuff, and
it was pretty brutal.
The hurt on women,
it's a very anti-female film.
It was so bad, and I remembered it. I always remembered it, going, man, that was one sick effing movie.
Yep.
And it lives up to it, man. This is good stuff.
I mean, not only that, Tom Savini's in this movie.
Yeah, as the disco boy.
Because he walks out of a disco.
The freaking disco boy.
But you've probably seen the scene 100 times on other different sites where Joe Spinell jumps up onto the hood of the car with that shotgun.
This is a scene that is shown all over the internet, Mike. You can go to YouTube and check out just this scene.
And remember, this was 1980 when Friday the 13th, you just saw Jason... not even Jason yet, it was Jason's mom.
Right.
Pull out a knife, and you just heard a slash and saw a close-up of the face go, ooh, and that was it. Here, you see this head explode and brain matter.
Pieces, parts
flying all over
the freaking rear view mirror had skull on it, Mike.
I know.
Had brain pieces on it.
And the head it had flappy parts on it.
You don't know how excited I got when I saw that. I mean, Tom freaking Savini,
Yep.
we love you, man.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We love you. This was 1980. I can't stress this enough.
And then when he looks in at the girl and he holds that shotgun through the passenger window and he just holds it right there and builds that suspense.
Yes.
You could cut it with a knife. You didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay, I disagree with you a little bit on that because I thought the chick smiled way too much to be about to be shot. She was showing her teeth like there was no tomorrow.
Beautiful teeth.
She had beautiful teeth. But she knew it and she was showing them all the time.
Probably.
You know, like smiling like, oh, let's go get me another roll.
But I mean, he didn't just, bring the gun, boom. No, he brought the gun in and it was slow motion too, which was really cool, but smooth slow motion.
Mike,
not the projector slow motion. And just held it in the suspense. They built it. Boom, perfect.
Mike, this movie has so many like key moments that you could define this movie with, I mean, the whole mannequin thing, the putting the freaking the scalps on the mannequin
and having the blood drip
They're
down the sides.
Blood. And the ending was something else, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not going to give it away, but twisted, and you're not gonna foresee this.
But you know what was kind of twisted was the ending, but it wasn't really the ending, but you thought it was.
Right, it was a false ending.
The false ending, which was, and then the real ending. Because you were thinking, how could they top that? And they did.
Right. Well, bottom line, how could they top this in 1980, Mike?
Oh.
They didn't.
I saw this in a drive-in at 1980.
Yeah, you said you watched it with like Frank Langella, right?
Yeah, the Frank Langella Dracula movie.
Yeah, right.
Big difference.
What a difference. Yeah, let's go from a 0 to 60.
Yeah, Frank Langella all looking like he's a male model to Joe Spinell all overweight.
Joe Spinell is the freaking man in this movie, Mike. I mean, a commanding presence. You don't have a lot of actors in this movie or actresses. The ones you do have are pretty darn good, but Spinell just, oh my God, what commanding presence. You felt the sickness coming out of this guy.
Yeah.
Right? You could just look at him.
Yeah.
The look in the eyes, the greasy hair.
Yeah.
And then okay, as we mentioned earlier, the soft side, we had Carolyn Monroe, which immediately, as soon as she hit the screen, I was like, wow. Yeah.
In case you're wondering, Carolyn Monroe was in a lot of those 60s Hammer horror films with Christopher Lee, but then she was also in The Spy Who Loved Me.
Right.
And she was also in one of the Voyages of Sinbad movies.
She's
too.
something else, I'll tell you that right now. For that back then, I don't remember a girl looking like that in 1980. I would have never left the TV if I would have remembered more girls that looked like that in 1980. Wow. Something else. Gorgeous. But anyway, back to the flick, okay? Special effects. Off the chain.
They did not do this back then.
No. Like we said, the head blowing up, and then again at the very end, even some of the scalping parts. I mean, some of it looked a little suspect. But you know what? It worked, and you sat there and you gritted your teeth. When he had that chick on the bed all tied up, by the way, and he was about to stab her, and you knew he was going to stab her, but he was like dragging it out, making it long.
Building
you know what
suspense.
I'm saying? Man, did you tighten up? Did you tighten up?
Well, the thing is, a lot of times what they do in these movies is, they emphasize the solidity, so you don't think, oh, it's just a fake hammer or whatever. So that's why the bad guy always misses and smashes a wall with it.
Right.
So it establishes the solidity in your mind as a viewer. So then when they hit you, oh, wow, that must have hurt. And that's what he was doing. He brought it out as a switchblade and flicked it.
Yeah.
So you could see it's sharp and metal. All right, this thing's solid.
Right.
This could do damage. And then he was toying with it.
Right.
They knew what they were doing when they made this film.
They knew what they were. Tell me that director's name again.
William Lustig.
William Lustig. I give you huge props, my man. This movie is something else. And I'll tell you what, for 1980, for a horror movie in 1980 to do this, to have this kind of effect, especially on people that are hardcore horror fanatics. I mean, of course, today in 2008, you're gonna watch it, you're gonna go, oh yeah, but put yourself back. Put yourself back in 1980 when this came out, and this is something else. This is awesome work. I mean, I don't know if it's 5 stars, I don't know if it's 4 stars. It's somewhere probably in between.
Someone nowadays, if you're 12 years old looking at this, you might think it's 3 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. But you know what? I'm going to rate it like it was back in the day. And by the way, we watched the THX remastered certified version of this. And let me tell you something, the audio off the hook. Beautiful stuff. Remastered audio, remastered video, full 16:9 presentation. Gorgeous, Mike. Gorgeous. So, you know what? I'm going to give it 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it the 4. Okay. It's not quite a 5. There's a little bit of cheese occasionally. A little bit of cheese.
But they didn't mean for it to be cheese. That was just the limitations of what they had.
But I just want to tell you something. I want to make this clear. Joe Spinelli. Is it Spinell or Spinelli?
Just no I.
No
Spinell.
I. Okay, Joe Spinell. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that earlier. 5 stars.
Joe's the man.
6 stars. I'm going to give Joe 6 stars for that performance. Freaking believable for 1980. If you are a horror, bottom line, if you're watching this or listening to this program, you can't watch this program. If you're listening to this program, if you're listening to us, you owe it to yourself to back up. Check out this flick. Put yourself back in 1980.
This is worth hunting down because you can't find this on Netflix.
This is tough to find. Now Netflix, they got like standards, right? They're gonna say no, this is like way off the chain. We're not gonna do this. But you know what? Find it. I found it online. I think I found it like deepdiscount.com a while back. I ordered it up. Track this movie down. Get the THX certified version. You will thank me in an email later. And by the way, we do encourage the emails. We love all the emails we're getting about certain flicks. This was one of them that somebody just recently, as a matter of fact, had bugged me about. And then Mike comes over and goes, "Hey, what about Maniac?"
Yeah, we haven't watched that in 2 years.
We haven't done that yet. So then, when I got 2 people like bugging me like that, I was like, okay, let's do Maniac.
Yeah, we appreciate the emails.
The emails are fantastic. The feedback we have gotten recently has made us shape the show a little bit more, has made us really think about the material we're doing, and we thank you for listening. We thank you for emailing us. It's killer. We're having a good time doing this, as you might be able to tell when we're doing our reviews.
Yep. All right.
Well, how many stars, Mike?
4 stars. Maniac, 4 stars.
Maniac, 4 freaking stars. Joe Spinell, 7.5.
Carolyn Monroe, 10.
Carolyn Monroe, 10. In more ways than one. Oh, my goodness.
All right. I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. Talk to you next week. The Horror Debate.